Our trio are still prisoners of the Pike. So you know what? I think it's time that Ahsoka reveals some secrets. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Crossin Streams. As always, I am your host, the real Gino Reynolds, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Clone Wars Season 7, this time Episode 8, entitled Together Again. Like last time we last left off, our trio are still prisoners of the Pikes, and they are still at odds with each other about what has happened to them, how they got in this situation. This time, though, Ahsoka says she has a plan. And she convinces the Pikes, or at least she thinks she convinces the Pikes, to send the Martez sisters away to get the spice that they had quote-unquote lost. By teasing mistrust between the trio, Ahsoka is able to convince the Pikes to let them go get the spice. Now, the Pikes know that it's a trap, but they don't really have a choice, letting on that they're working for a much higher power. And being that we're getting to near the end of this season, and I know he's in this season, I have a feeling that higher power, they play the pronoun game, but I believe that it's going to be Maul. I mean, I don't even have a doubt in my mind that it's going to be Maul at this point. We also see that the Mandalorians are still there tracking Ahsoka, and they're still keeping watch on everything. But they realize that the Martez sisters have left without Ahsoka. Ahsoka's still there, and they're wondering why. Ahsoka, now alone in her cell, decides, you know what, it's time. I'm going to use my Force powers because she won't be noticed by anyone. So she tries to make an escape. The Martez sisters on the way out of there, they talk about how Ahsoka sacrificed herself to get them out of there, but Rafa, of all people, won't let it stay that way. Not because she cares, really. At least she doesn't admit it at this time. But it's so she can one-up Ahsoka. She's like, I'm not going to let Ahsoka live this. I'm not going to have to live with this where she sacrificed herself for me. No, I'm going back to get her. I can't let this happen, is the way she's acting. Rafa says that she has a plan to get the spice back that was lost, sort of. I mean, you're not going to be getting it out of the middle of hyperspace somewhere. Now, during her escape, Ahsoka finds some weaponry, and she decides to blow the crap out of the Pike's house. On her way out, she's like, I might as well do some good. The Martez sisters, in the meantime, plan to steal some more spice from the Pikes to pay back the Pikes. They have this elaborate plan of just going in there and saying, hey, yeah, we're ready for our next shipment, even though it's not on the manifest and everything. While, long story short, they do succeed, it doesn't go as smoothly as they planned on. Ahsoka discovers, while she's searching around planting bombs, that the Pikes, she catches them talking to their boss over a hologram, and hunch confirmed. It ends up being Maul, and during the conversation, Maul senses someone watching them. He doesn't know it's Ahsoka, but he senses someone watching them, and he does reference that the Jedi are involved somehow, that they've been noticed by the Jedi. Ahsoka then finds out where Maul is hiding before she is discovered, but then to try to escape, she has no choice but to reveal her Force abilities, but in the end, she is recaptured. She's surrounded and recaptured. Now, in a turn of events, instead of throwing her back in a cell, the Pikes want to execute Ahsoka to restore their reputation to Maul. If they kill a Jedi, or who they think is a Jedi, even though we know she's not a Jedi, if they kill her, it's gonna be like a big message to Maul that, you know, they're in control. Then the Martez sisters return with the spice to try to get Ahsoka, but the Pikes reveal that Ahsoka is, well, we know was a Jedi to the sisters, and Ahsoka does finally admit that she used to be a Jedi to them. Right then, before bad things are about to happen, Ahsoka's bombs go off, and they once again try to make their escape. And we see that the explosion is noticed by the Mandalorians. They do make it back to their ship, but are pursued by the enemies. But thanks to some crafty flying, they're able to finally escape. But they are tracked by the Mandalorians all the way back to Coruscant. The trio do finally come to an understanding. To them, Ahsoka may not be a Jedi, but she acts like what they thought the Jedi should be like. So they come to an understanding. It's like, look, this is what you're supposed to be. You may not follow the Jedi Order, but this is what a Jedi should be, and that's what you are. So we see that they've played their part in Ahsoka kind of finding her place in this world. Then the Mandalorians show up and approach Ahsoka and ask her to in help getting Maul. And they do convince Ahsoka that she will, or the sisters do convince Ahsoka that she's meant to help the Jedi, even though she's not one of them anymore. She's still supposed to help them. It's where you're supposed to be. Before she leaves with the Mandalorian, she leaves her speeder bike with the Martez sisters, and it's like, just in case I come back, and then leaves with the Mandalorians, and that's where the episode leaves off. So it looks like we're being led to Ahsoka going with the Mandalorians to stop Maul. Chances are we're going to be heading to visit Obi-Wan and Anakin and the other Jedi, maybe. I don't know how many. But we're going to be visiting the Jedi. Probably getting some help. Because the Mandalorian group, chances are they don't have the numbers, I don't think, to take on Maul and his group. So chances are we're going to be reuniting our Ahsoka and Obi-Wan and Anakin. So that should be interesting to watch in the next episode. That's going to be all for this edition of Crossin Streams. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about Episode 8 of the Clone Wars from Season 7 entitled Together Again, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I'm your host, the Real Gino, Gino Reynolds, and may the Force be with you.